why you choose that name DJ Shadow?
There was quite a trend going on that most of the DJs back home was named with an English name. So there was DJ Hummer, DJ Cowboy, DJ Jaguar.
Yeah.
So I wanted a very cool, unique name. I was quite a shy guy back then. So I thought, why not come up with me and my shadow? So my shadow is like the crazier rider guy. Yeah.
So reason behind it is like you choose the DJ Shadow name.
Yeah, he's my alter ego. I think the two most humble guys I've met is one is Pitbull and the other is Shah Rukh.
आपने अभी तक का सबसे बड़ा इवेंट कौन सा करा है? कहाँ पर करा है?
College campus events have been really big.
Yeah.
I think I performed at a campus show in Dehradun where there were about 30,000 students.
30,000 students. So as an artist, as a music producer,
success is always been a different benchmark.
Yeah.
Like I want to achieve something which will be left as a legacy. And for me, I've not done that yet, but I feel I'm motivated again. I feel that I'm back on the journey again. There were a couple of years I feel COVID happened, the hustle had stopped, the grinding had stopped, but I feel I'm back on the scene again.
आपका किसके साथ आपका मन है कि that dream collab हो अब आपका?
There are a lot of names actually in mind, but I would love to work with Justin Bieber.
So hey, welcome to the Prateek World Show. आज मैं आपके लिए एक ऐसे गेस्ट को बुला के लेके आया हूँ जो अपने आप में एक बहुत आइकॉनिक नेम है इन द म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री एंड ही हैज डन सम वन ऑफ द वेल प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड आज उसके कुछ इनसाइट्स एंड कुछ नॉलेज के ऊपर बात करेंगे अबाउट द म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री दैट हाउ यू कैन लुक अप टू एंड अगर आप भी उस म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री को परस्यू करना चाहते हो तो हाउ यू कैन एंड एज वेल एज ही इज अ म्यूजिक कंपोजर ऑल्सो. Music producer, right?
Yes, music producer. Yes, I make beats for a living.
So he's a music producer also, and हो सकता है आपने उनके गानों पे कभी डांस भी करा हो. So I'm introducing the one and only DJ Shadow. So hey, what's up, bhai? How are you?
Thanks, Prateek. Welcome to the DJ Shadow world today.
Okay. So how is life going?
It's amazing. No complaints. Life is great.
Okay. Actually, I want to know that how is life going as a DJ?
I think it's amazing. For the last few years, I've been working on some new sounds, new music, and traveling across the world, having a chance to play these songs and getting a live feedback. It's amazing. Also, I've been working on a couple of original tracks too.
Okay.
So both the songs are complete and ready for release. I think it should be out in the next few months. So excited for that.
I think some crazy projects are coming.
Yes, definitely. I think it just has to get crazier. That's what I believe.
Okay.
That's what I got into the music industry for. Trying to merge artists from the West and the East.
Okay.
Growing up, I always used to listen to songs from both India as well as the West.
Right.
Having been based in Dubai. So I think that's what I've been trying to push forward.
Actually, as we see DJs, a rock star life. So, is it true? Is it like that same, that rock star life, that what we see in the films and the things?
I wish I could tell you a sad story because I think that's what everybody likes these days, telling a sad story. But the truth is, no, I'm having a great life. Waking up in a different city every day, having breakfast in one city, lunch in another, party in another city. So it's great. I have, like I said, it's an amazing life. But more importantly, it's the love from the crowd which gets me going. Because it can get tough, but I think the life is great.
Okay. So, ये DJ Shadow कैसे नाम पड़ा? Why choose that name DJ Shadow?
I wish I had a better answer, but I was quite young at that point of time. There was quite a trend going on. Most of the DJs back home was named with an English name. So there was DJ Hummer, DJ Cowboy, DJ Jaguar. So I wanted a very cool, unique name. So I was quite a shy guy back then. So I thought, why not come up with me and my shadow? So my shadow is like the crazier rider guy.
So reason behind it is like you choose the DJ Shadow name.
Yeah, he's my alter ego.
Okay. Alter ego.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to know that why you pursue this career as a child. क्या आपने सोचा था that you will go into the DJ line?
So while growing up, I had a couple of career choices in mind. I think coming from an Indian family, so they wanted me to be a doctor and engineer. I'm really scared of blood, so I think being a doctor would have been a mistake. So I did not look at that. But I wanted to actually become a magician.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to enjoy watching magic shows, and that was something I really, really enjoyed, and I thought that's
you want to be a magician and you became a musician.
Well, I'm still doing magic on the stage, I hope. But I still feel that's there's still a big magician spot left in India, like how Chris Angel
Yeah.
or the rest of the magicians we have across the world.
Hmm.
So I really wanted to be that person, on stage,
Okay.
creating magic. Also, I had another dream of becoming an astronaut,
Okay.
flying into space. So I think these two were my career choices when I was growing up.
Okay.
But like I said, growing up with Indian parents, and then I ended up studying my engineering.
Okay.
I think 3 to 4 years 3 years into engineering, I realized that this is not something I want to do.
Okay.
And
So
then-
how you figure it out that you want to be a DJ?
should I tell you the long story or the short one?
Yeah, you can say the long story.
Well, I got into events management initially. So I
Okay.
used to, for paying off for my engineering
At your college time.
at my college time. So
Okay.
paying off my engineering, I used to part-time do events.
Okay.
When I mean events is I started off really at the lowest stage. So I used to do put flyers in the college, like on the
Okay.
cars, walk around, give flyers to people.
Yeah.
Then slowly moved ahead, and I think after 6 to 8 months of doing all these odd jobs in the event company, one day they took me to the club where the event was happening.
Okay.
So I used to promote the event, but I had never been to a club before.
Okay.
So I went in and I was just stunned because I saw that the DJ had the full control of the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this happening? And I was just in a state of shock. So I was like, this is something, really unique. And just the way he was playing music, people were going crazy. And the control he had over the crowd. That was for me the main thing.
Okay.
So looking at that, I was quite
मतलब
impressed.
पहली नजर में पसंद आ गया that.
I think that was the first stage of wanting to be a DJ, and then I think the second stage was probably then when I started partying out more.
Okay. Going clubs regularly.
Going clubs, and then I also started working in the club as well,
Okay.
in events. I think over the years I realized that music was really in my blood. I really wanted to do something about it, and a few years later I started taking it really serious. And I knew I wanted to make music which would travel the world before I did.
Do you think that destiny plays the role that thinking about being a magician, thinking about that being an astronaut, and you started pursuing that DJ career? It's called like destiny.
I really think so, because I think for me to be in Dubai at that point of time was very essential, because my music tastes were developed because
Okay.
of that. And I think that's
Because of the Western culture?
No, I think I was right in the space where I used to listen to a lot of Indian music, music
Okay.
from the West, Arabic music. So I was exposed to a lot of international sounds. And I tried using that in my DJ sets, where I was trying to mix up different sounds. At that point of time, not many DJs were trying to do that.
Okay.
So I think that made me stand out and probably helped me travel around India as well, and rest of the world playing music.
Okay. I'm very curious to know your parents' reaction when you tell them that I want to be a DJ.
Well, I think like most of the Indian parents, they didn't really know what a DJ meant.
Yeah,
I think it took
definitely.
about 7 years before I took mom for my first show.
Okay.
And she said, oh, you are a really bad DJ. Or whatever you're doing is really bad. You should
Okay.
stop. But I should thank them, because they really did not stop me from
What do you want to
what I want to do. So even though I had become an engineer, I could have gotten into a high-paying job, because I was in Bits Pilani.
Okay.
Bits Pilani, yeah. So that was but I told them that I really, really want to try this out. So they gave me a few years to try it out, and luckily now I've reached.
Actually, Indian parents का थोड़ा strict rule होता है that ये नहीं करना. What is this? Why
I think you can't blame them, right? Because because how tough life has been for them. So
Yeah,
for them,
definitely.
it's like they want us to be in a certain stage of space of life.
Okay.
Yes.
So, आप किससे इंस्पायर होते हो? लोग तो आपसे इंस्पायर होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग आपसे इंस्पायर होते होंगे, बट आप किससे इंस्पायर होते
I think I get inspired by meeting people. I love
Okay.
talking to people. I think I'm a good listener, so I travel around the world, listen to people's stories,
हो? Okay.
try to understand them. I think that helps me a lot. And in terms of creativity, music, that also comes with the traveling around the world, going to different festivals, listening to different DJs perform.
Okay.
So all of that really, really gets me motivated as well as inspired.
Who is your favorite artist?
I got into music because of Rishi Rich Project. They were
Okay.
my absolute favorite. And I got into DJing, seeing David Guetta perform, because for me that was like an iconic moment. I thought he was just simply amazing.
David Guetta.
Yeah, and for me, like after 10 years, he's become number one back again last year.
Yeah.
And that was a redefining point, because I thought even after 10 years of being on the top, for him to change his music style, come back again into the market, I think that's really inspiring. So he's really inspired me. Otherwise, who I usually look up to at this point of time is Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike. I really like their music, their style, and the way they perform.
So, आपका क्या सपना है इस फील्ड के अंदर? That what is your dream to do?
So when I got into DJing, I really wanted to take Bollywood and Indian music to the world. For me, that was very essential, because I used to think that
you want to promote Indian taste to the world.
Indian taste to the world. You know, if Indian curry can be eaten by everyone around the world, over the last few years, Latin music, Despacito became a rage across the world. Then Afro music came, there was Calm Down. So why not Indian music? I truly believe that this year would be the year of Indian music.
You made some hits also.
Well, yeah, just been trying to.
Yeah. Okay. एक गाना पे तो आपने पूरी दुनिया को शायद नचा दिया. That slowly. So ये slowly के पीछे क्या story थी? That how you met Guru bhai?
So I think Guru and me had done a few shows together when he was starting out. So we became friends initially, and then I've always used to tell him that I would love to do a song with him, because I think he has a very melodious voice, and he has a look of a pop star. So for me, I knew that if I had to take someone from the Indian industry to represent us, Guru was a great choice. And I wanted to have an international artist on the song. So that was one of the first songs which had Hindi, English and Spanish on the track. And
actually, it's a great collab at that time.
It was great. Growing up, Pitbull was like a huge inspiration. I used to play a lot of Pitbull songs. I still play a lot of Pitbull songs even today. So for me to have him on one of my songs was amazing. It's like a dream come true. I mean, who would have thought? I would have never even imagined this in my younger years.
Actually, he's a mega star.
Mega superstar, yeah, for sure. And the song was a dream to work on.
What was your experience with working with Pitbull?
I think he's one of the most humble guys I've met. I think the two most humble guys I've met is one is Pitbull and the other is Shah Rukh. And I've had a similar experience with both. So Pitbull, after we finished the song, then we recorded the video, everything was done. Before he left, he just came to me and he said, "Thank you, Shadow, for having me on the song." And for him, you know, being the mega superstar, coming and thanking me was like, for me, I mean, I was just stunned. I was like, wow, I was out of words when he said that.
Actually, मुझे ऐसा लगता है that जो लोग बहुत bottom से उठकर top तक जाते हैं, they become humble in the process, right?
I think that's why they're still superstars. I mean, with your luck, with your talent, you can always reach the top. But if you need to stay there, I think humility plays a big role.
Actually, मैं आजकल देखता हूँ that बहुत सारी controversies होती हैं stars को लेके, that they are misbehaving with people and like that attitude आ गया है kind of things. I see on social media, Instagram memes बनते हैं बहुत सारे.
Yes.
So उसको मैं देखता हूँ. But that's why I ask you that उनका क्या reaction था when he meet you?
Pitbull?
Yeah.
Like I said, he was really humble. And even when we recorded the song, he just jumped on the mic and started, got onto it. He knew, and when he came for the video shoot, he knew every single verse, even though we had shot the song, I think about 4 months after we recorded the song. So we shot the video like a few months after we recorded the song. He remembered his verse, he jumped on. He was so professional. He knew it all. So, great guy.
What do you think that why these artists become so great in the span of time? इतनी जल्दी कैसे बड़े बन जाते हैं artists?
I think persistence and determination. They keep doing their hard work without expecting much. And I think the more you do it, that's the better you get at your art.
Actually, as I see that music industry, there are a lot of artists working, right? And everybody is putting their heart that किस बेहतरीन से बेहतरीन गाने बनाए हैं, मेगा हिट्स हों, but some of the artists are those artists जो बना पा रहे हैं.
Yes.
They are making that true, right? So इस म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री में क्या कंपटीशन फील होता है आपको कभी?
I don't think there's competition. I think it's great though that there are new artists coming and breaking that ice, breaking that barrier. So if the Indian music industry was at this point, they're taking it up. So that gives an opportunity for all of us to grow bigger. And I think if an industry has to grow big, it has to be through collaboration, not through competition. And I feel the Indian music industry is ready for that. and I'm just looking forward to these couple of years. I think it's a very crucial year for our industry in terms of music going global. Our Spotify numbers have gone crazy. Everybody's listening to music, on YouTube, on Spotify, everywhere. So it's a good couple of years coming up, and the music is sounding very fresh these days. So it's really good.
Yeah, actually, मुझे आपकी बहुत अच्छी लगी that you said that industry is more moving to collaboration, not competition.
Yes.
Actually, मुझे लगता है that वो कहते हैं ना that एकता में ही everything है, right? That being together.
True. That's the only way to go up.
Yeah, definitely. So you have been with so much of artists, like you have worked with Bhad Bhabie, Bacha bhai, right?
Yes.
So how was that experience with working with Bacha bhai?
I think me and Bacha have had the most fun because he's a really fun, loving guy. Like he calls himself Bad Boy Shah. So yeah.
Actually, उनको देख के मुझे लगता है that he's a fun-loving guy.
He's a fun-loving guy. Like he's always making you laugh, and music-wise, he's got a great sense of music.
Yeah.
And his taste and style is completely different. So I really loved working with him.
And you have worked with Yo-Yo Honey Singh also. Actually, हम लोग उनको देख के बड़े हुए हैं, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, we used to listen to his songs when I think probably like they say, right? We had 2G phones.
Yeah,
that's so true. Though I remember having this Nokia. It was a music phone.
Yeah.
I remember which one. And all the songs I had were only Honey Singh songs.
Yeah, definitely.
And funnily enough, I think over the first few years of DJing, I'd made so many remixes of his songs that some of those were sold in CDs in Chandigarh.
Okay.
So on my first India tour, which I had no idea that people knew me, they had started selling this in Chandigarh outside the railway station, and had put Honey Singh's and my photo as like one of those fake CDs.
Okay.
And they used to sell that. So yeah, that's growing up to him, listening to him, to actually working with him.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I even posted a photo where 10 years before we shot Casanova, on the same date, I was performing with him in Dubai as a resident DJ. So I had a club where I was a resident DJ playing there every Thursday. And Honey Singh had come to perform with Mafia Mundi.
Yeah.
And he had come on stage and he jumped on top of the DJ booth. Now we are talking about the DJ booth is about 15, 18 inches on top.
Actually, it's very high.
It was on a really high. And then he jumped on top. And it was crazy. People just went mad. He took off his shirt and he started jumping there. And I knew a rock star was born. And I would always dream about working with him. So for me to finally do a song with him, trust me, it was like a dream come true. I was quite nervous, excited. I wish I spent more time with him in the studio, but great guy, amazing.
Actually, I think that we all grew up while listening him only. That Panga and those songs with Diljit Paji.
Yes, definitely.
So, वो एक बहुत crazy
all the volumes,
yeah, all the volumes also. But वो बहुत crazy time था.
Amazing. I think he just redefined Indian pop industry. I don't think any rapper would have been drawn out of the industry as much if he had not brought the commercial rap into the scene.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to think that all this underground hip hop has been created, but he created the original commercial rap where we could sing along. I mean, if you sing Dope Show or Love Doors, we know the lyrics, we know the rap by heart. It's just like it's in our subconscious.
Yeah. Actually, you have worked with Bohemia Paji.
Oh yes.
He's a Punjabi king, right? So how was the experience with him? Working with a pure Punjabi artist.
I think with me and him, it was a completely different experience because in the other songs which I worked on either with Guru or with Honey or Bacha, there were different artists on the song, but with Bohemia, it was just me and him.
Okay.
So we exchanged a lot of ideas, and he came up with this hook line, and I really loved it. And I really wanted the song to sound like where he's from, because he's from the West Coast, in the US. So I wanted that kind of sound, which I felt I was able to produce. It's still one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Aja Ni Aja, and it was great working with him.
How is he? Actually, हम सबके बारे में जानते हैं थोड़ा बहुत. That Bacha bhai is fun-loving guy. Yo-Yo Honey Singh is crazy guy. How is he? We don't know.
I think of all of them I've worked with, Bohemia is the most chilled person.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just in his own zone. He loves, being with himself. He loves going on drives though. So we've gone on a lot of drives. But I think he's the most chilled out. Like, I can ask him anything and he'll be like, okay, bro, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, he's a very chill guy.
Very chill guy.
So, as a worldwide performer, you are right. You are performing worldwide, right? So, क्या experiences होते हैं that playing in different countries, in different cultures, meeting new people? क्या experiences अभी तक life में आपने सबसे crazy experiences क्या करे?
I don't know if it's the craziest I should say, whether it should be censored. But yeah, I've played at lots of different places.
I can understand.
Yeah, I've played at lots of crazy parties, definitely.
Yeah.
In our line of work, the lifestyle, a lot of alcohol and other stuff being involved in the parties, it just gets crazy. But I think the best part is traveling around and understanding how music is perceived differently. So maybe even in India, sometimes the music taste in Delhi is different from the music taste in Hyderabad. So it's about understanding the crowd, so realizing what people want and try to give them a new experience every time you're there.
Okay.
So it's all about that.
Okay. हर आर्टिस्ट की एक फेवरेट प्लेस होती है जहाँ पे उसको काम करने में बहुत मजा आता है. सो आपकी फेवरेट प्लेस कौन सी है जहाँ पे आपको सच में म्यूजिक प्ले करने में आपको सच में बहुत मजा आता है?
I think I love playing in Hyderabad. I think they are quite experimental with their music.
Okay.
In terms of they take what I try. So I do a lot of experiments while I play, I feel, in Hyderabad, because it's not like they'll be like, oh no, we are not taking this. So last 2 weeks ago, I was performing in Hyderabad, and I thought, let me try a bit of Desi mixed with techno, which is a bit in with the youngsters, and they really loved it. They jumped. Another place, obviously, I should never forget is Goa. I think Goa is crazy. It's just, people are there to have fun, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just that you just go crazy. It's just looking at the crowd, feeling the energy. Yeah, I think Goa should be number one. Number two is probably Hyderabad. And of course, Delhi, anytime. It feels like home to perform in Delhi.
Actually, कहते हैं Delhi दिल वालों की है तो यहाँ पे
yes, I think
party करते हैं.
Yeah, they party crazy, and also they welcome you like crazy.
Yeah,
and they treat you as their own. That's the best part about Delhi people.
Okay, तो comparatively India की parties या फिर हम West Coast की parties की बात करें, कहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा craziest parties होती हैं? कौन सी countries है जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा craziest party करी?
To be honest, we would think that the parties are crazier in the US or Europe. Desi parties, I'm just specifically talking about them. But I've seen and I've played at some of the craziest parties in India.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still remember after COVID, we were just talking, I think, before we started the podcast. I was really scared and I was not stepping out, but I had a show in a club called Soho.
Yeah, in
Delhi. So it was COVID protocol going on. So they said they'll have 200 people. I think they had about 1,400 people inside the club, 500 people outside.
Yeah.
It was this madness. And people are partying like, okay, this is the last party. Yeah. And I remember Guru had come in as well.
Actually, at that time, I met you first time.
Okay, all right. So Guru had come in. It was just crazy. So I think some of the craziest memories I have is definitely with the Indian crowd. Yeah, in the US, it's a bit different. They are sophisticated. So they don't go extra mad. And even the timings are set. Like if the club has to shut at 2 o'clock, it will shut at 2. If it has to shut at 4, it will shut at 4. Unless, of course, you're in Vegas. But I don't think many Desi parties happen yet in Vegas. I hope that scene starts soon, because Vegas is definitely a crazy place to party.
Okay. So, इतना traveling करते हो आप different places पे, तो how you manage that? Sometime कभी-कभार hectic होता है ये चीज.
Yeah, I think around 2019, 2020, I was thinking, it's getting hectic. And then COVID happened, and when I was sitting at home, I was like, God, please, I will travel anywhere, I will go anywhere, but I want that life back. I think life, I like it when life is on the move. I don't like it when it's in a loop. When I feel it's a routine work, it gets boring for me. So I love traveling. I love traveling to different cities to perform. I think that gives me a kick.
Actually, while working, everybody sees that वही चीज रोज हो रही है.
Yes.
But as you said, थोड़े दिन के लिए आप बैठ जाओगे तो you will like I want to go back and do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me also, it might feel like, okay, everything is in a loop too. Like, people are working from 9 to 5 in a thing, and I'm traveling, performing show next day. So it's a bit similar, but I really enjoy my work.
Okay.
And also I feel my year is also split into 2 halves. One, I think, between Diwali to Holi is a wedding season. plus a lot of club shows because of December, October, the Durga Puja, and all of that happens together. Christmas, Valentine's Day. So there's a lot of shows, and then there's a summertime where I'm mostly doing my US tour or Australia tour.
Okay.
Also making my music because I tried doing one track a year in terms of an original song. So that's when the time comes. So it's also split into two parts. It might look like I'm always traveling, always doing shows, but it's split into two halves.
Okay. एक crazy question है मेरे mind में.
Sure.
As I see that I went to clubs, DJ को लोग बहुत परेशान करते हैं. And how you deal with drunk people that everybody comes here to that celebrate and go high on life at that moment of time and they disturb the DJ that play my song like that.
I think as long as they're being respectful, they are not being abusive, I listen to them because I have been on the other side, right?
Yeah.
I have been crazy. I've been on the other side wanting, so, and it's about them wanting to have fun, right? They're not there to create any nuisance or anything of that sort. So as long as they're having fun, they're having a good time, and they're on the dance floor dancing, I don't mind it at all. And sometimes the best actually requests come from drunk people.
Yeah.
So I remember this. I was doing the show in Agra, I think 2-3 months back, and there was this drunk guy, and he kept asking for a song, and I could not understand the song because he was asking for a cappuccino song.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he was like quiet, but I saw that on the dance floor, he was the one setting up the dance floor. He was dancing, he was setting up the thing. So then when he came back again, I really thought like he's having a good time. Let me see what song he wants. So he wanted a song called Hum To Hai Cappuccino.
Achha.
Which is a new like a second version of Dil Walon Ki. I forgot the song, but it's a very cheesy song.
Okay.
So I played that, and the crowd, because maybe it was a Agra-centric song or a UP-centric song.
Okay.
So their crowd went just crazy. So sometimes you might feel like you know it all, but probably the crowd also knows a bit, especially as a touring DJ. Like, you might be traveling around, so you might not know some of the local favorites. So they might just come and ask for a particular song, and it's fine. Yeah. And there are two sides to it. There are some drunk girls as well around. So,
okay.
Yeah. So
उनकी क्या फरमाइशें रहती है?
No, they have a different way. They're like, play it, I'm leaving. Play it or I'll leave. Play it or I'll leave. So, but mostly it's like I said, it's just fun. They're just trying to have fun, and I just go along with the flow. Nowadays, with the whole social media life, it's just become too easy. Everybody's just DMing each other. Life has changed from when I was, earlier we used to have connectivity, ease of meeting people has become easier. So I think it's just not for DJs, it's like even for the crowd, people meeting each other.
So as a performer, आपने बहुत ज़्यादा performance करी होंगी, right? सबसे craziest experience क्या था? ये क्या हो गया?
Well, I don't know. The moment you asked me this, something popped up in my mind. I think it was.
I want to know.
It's
something crazy.
I'm not even sure it should be told on camera, but I think it was 10-12 years ago. I was performing a wedding in Istanbul. And it was like a 2 levels of the place. And only the lower level was open, and I was right in middle. The DJ booth was in the center and a little elevated. So I could see upstairs. But only the downstairs area was actually open, and it was a youngsters party. So everything was going on. Like people were on everything, and it was just going mad. It was amazing.
People are being crazy.
People are going crazy. Everybody's having fun. And then I look up and I saw a couple making out on the upper area. So I was like, okay, let them. And then and the railing broke and they fell down from top to bottom, right onto the dance floor. And I thought it was really crazy because luckily there was no, like where they fell, there was nobody. But yeah, you can just imagine if they were making out and then when they fell down, it was.
That's a really crazy experience.
It was,
ऐसे बहुत सारे crazy experiences.
I think mostly in weddings or events where the timings are for longer, the experiences get crazy and crazier. So I think maybe I've sobered down a bit, over the years. Else, I think the first half of my DJ career, there were a lot of instances like this.
So you started your career 20 years back, right? From the bottom, and you made आपने शाइन करा एक करियर के अंदर, राइट? यू मेड इट, So after achieving a lot of success, after achieving fame, after achieving a lifestyle, a rock star lifestyle, so क्या चीजें change हुई हैं अब लोगों के लिए आपके
Firstly, I don't think I've really achieved what I set to. I feel there's a lot more things I really want to achieve in life, in terms of music, in terms of my career, in terms of taking the music industry up. So there are a lot of ideas, a lot of things I really want to achieve before I think I've made it. But people changing, I don't think people have changed much. I think maybe initially they were not as supportive or as receptive. Or even when I used to get booked at weddings, maybe they were not treating me right. But now I think it happens in every industry. Once you climb the ladder, then people get better with you. It's just important for me to be now, being nice to them. I think that's very important, because once you're in that zone of life where things are easier for you, things are moving in a fast pace, you might forget that, okay, these people have been there for you. So I think it's the other way around. Mostly it's on me now that I'm nicer to people who have been there for me.
Okay. Actually, I had heard a quote that in this life, all the materialistic things and all the fame, it will go away one day, right? But the thing people remember is your nature, that how you behave with people, right?
That's so true. I don't think I'm that nice though, that I've been behaving that well that people will remember. But I hope I leave behind a legacy of music though, that people look back at some point of time and think that, okay, he had produced these kind of songs, started this kind of revolution in terms of DJing and remixes. Because when I started off DJing, music in terms of Bollywood clubs was completely different. So back in the days when you used to go to a club, what you could hear was 1 hour of house music, then 1 hour of mostly Himesh Reshamia type remixes going on, and then in the end 2 hours would be just like Amitabh Bachchan songs or retro songs. So as a young adult, I would not relate to it much, especially being raised in Dubai. So I would be like, there has to be a change in the music scene. And I think me with a couple of other DJs who at that point of time were thinking on the same lines, like NYK, we kind of brought a different scene to the Indian music, Indian clubbing scene. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously our seniors as well were there, Akhil, Akbar Sami, Suketu. They brought a revolution as well. We just followed it and took it to the next level. So I feel that I would like people to remember that, or at least we bring that change, more change, that people remember me by that.
Okay. So you started as a DJ, and after over time you become a music producer also. So how you transit into a music producer?
So I think it was more necessity. So when I started DJing, like I said, the music
you said that it's necessary.
Necessity, because when I started DJing, it was like the music scene was very different.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play a certain brand of music, but getting that kind of music was very difficult. So I remember earlier we used to go to this place near Haji Ali in Bombay. There used to be this market where they used to sell these fake CDs, and they used to have a lot of remixes on those, selling different DJs. So at that point of time, internet was not that big, or we didn't have any of these websites where we can just go and download now so easily. So we had to actually find CDs, burn it. It was a tough process. So I thought, instead of doing that, then you listen to 100 songs and then you find 2 good songs. Because these CDs had a lot of mixed music. So then I thought, best way is to start creating my own music so I can start using it in my set. So that's how I started creating remixes. So that was the first step. Then what happened is Bollywood started jumping on the remix bandwagon. So there was a lot of remixes in the market. But I felt that in the original space, it was still getting Bollywood-ish. So I wanted to get into the music pop scene to try mixing up sounds from the east and the west. And that's how I got into music production. So it was just a journey. I think it was not thought about. I never thought, I want to start remixing, or I want to start pushing out originals. It just happened due to necessity of the situation.
Okay. So as a music producer, or as a DJ, what do you like the most? That as being a music producer?
I actually love DJing because I think producing music can get a bit depressing, lonely. There was a time when I used to spend lots of time in the studio. I used to look at the clock. We used to be just jammed in, and then we are enjoying it. But after some time, you are just doing that on your own, or just with a couple of people. I don't think that's what I enjoy a lot. because even if I produce a song now, by the time the song comes out, it takes about 12 to 16 months, and I hate that waiting time. Sometimes you think, oh wow, this song is a hit, and then you wait for 10, 12 months and the song comes out and people are like, oh, we didn't like this, we didn't like that. So it's a bit of a, and I wish I had that feedback earlier. But while DJing, it's like you try something new and you immediately know, or if it's good or bad. And if it's good, the feedback is so amazing, you'll be like, wow, that made my day. And you have these nights where you're like just smiling and we like keep thinking about the same. So I feel that instant feedback, instant love is what I crave for. So I love being on stage, I love performing, and seeing those people smile, jump up, dancing. Yeah, I love, I think, being a touring DJ.
Okay, as being a DJ, as being a music producer, sometimes कोई responsibilities भी होती हैं that कि consistency and new projects, ऐसे projects market में लाना जो लोगों को पसंद है. तो what is your mentality of working that?
I think,
how do you think
like that? I've been quite disciplined in that way, but maybe the new trend has come where there's a lot of Instagram reels happening. There's a lot of that kind of thing. So maybe I've been a bit lazier doing that. Because initially people used to make fun of that kind of trends, right? TikTok trends. But I think now everyone's doing it and it's just become a lifestyle. So maybe it's time to get into that. But otherwise, yes, people are definitely looking forward to something new in terms of what is he up to, what are the things happening. For me, like I said, I've always wanted to create music which would, originals which would cross all the boundaries, all the borders. So that's what I've been trying to do. And like I said, I have 2 songs coming up in this year. 2 major songs. I have a few others actually. But 2 big songs, collaborations happening. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Some craziest hits are coming, right?
Well, I hope so. The first song features Guru Randhawa again. We're working together after slowly. So back with my bro.
So a banger और आने वाला है market.
Yeah, I think it's a banger, and I think Guru's done something different. It's his part is a bit towards his roots. I feel that's what he's done, but in a little hip hop style. And we also have Rick Ross, a legendary American artist on the song. Someone who I've grown up listening to. So yeah, I think it's a great combination and I'm looking forward to that song.
Okay, so some amazing upcoming projects are coming.
So that was the first one. Yeah, that's the first one. I also have a song with Jason Derulo. Who's my favorite at the moment in terms of contemporary artists. So we have a song coming up with him as well. So yeah, these are the 2 projects I've been working on, and yes, that should be out hopefully in the next few months.
As being a successful DJ, as being a successful music producer, you are working in Bollywood, and Bollywood industry के बारे में बोला जाता है that जितनी glamorous दिखती है उतनी glamorous है नहीं. Is it true that जितनी glamorous है या फिर क्या? What is the inside story that you're working through a lot of artists and companies also, right? Yeah,
well, I'm not in a position to really discuss about the Bollywood industry as such, because most of the times I meet these artists or meet the celebrities are at a private party where I'm usually playing. And that's when I see their lifestyle and all of that. But usually it's just parties and they're having a great time and a good time. So I don't get to see the dark side of what their lifestyle is. So I haven't really understood.
There is any dark side in particular music industry?
Yes, actually there's a huge dark side. I think there's a lot of things we try to hide from the public in terms of what we're up to. Like I think with the whole social media scene, it's usually the good that we show, right?
Yeah.
And the dark side is a bit hidden.
It's like real into real.
Real into real, yeah. Like I think it's I forgot. Like we see a lot of reels which has the reality and the real. So, but to know about that actually, because there's a lot of things behind that. I'm actually writing a book. I've completed a book which I've been waiting to publish. I think that has a lot of interesting stories of.
So when your book is releasing?
Well, I hope I'm just waiting for the publisher to get back, and let's hope we have release soon. But I'm fingers crossed it should come out end of the year.
Okay, so if I want to be a DJ, what should I do?
I think nowadays it's a bit easier because 2-3 ways to achieve what you want to do, because it's either becoming famous as a DJ or becoming real DJ. But whatever you want to do, there's a lot of ways to learn. The academies, YouTube, there is DJs who are teaching. there's online courses,
Okay.
you know. So there's a lot of ways. When I started DJing, there was nothing. You won't believe I learned DJing through a book. I think
Okay,
I wish I still try finding the book because it's like almost 200-300 page book. So I used to read 3-4 pages.
Yeah.
Then I had to go to the club, see the DJ perform.
And how he's playing.
What the book said, I have to comprehend that. Okay, this is what it meant by this. Then go back home and practice that in the middle of the night.
You started from very scratch.
I think we all started like people, you know, in our age, we started that way because we didn't have access to YouTube also.
So there are a lot of aspirants watching this podcast. Actually, जिनके लिए आप एक idol हो, right? They want to be like you. They want to be like a rock star performing in big events like that. So what are the footsteps to follow?
I think
initially,
I hope they just don't follow me, but they do better. Because for us, while we started off, we had to really push things to get this industry moving forward. Because at one point of time, they were not even receptive to DJs. Like most of the people didn't know what a DJ does. Everybody idolizes a DJ, so things were not that easy. So now they're in the position where they can actually take it to a really, really bigger step. My only suggestion, or you know, I don't know if I'm in a position to give them any advice, but my only advice would be them to that if you're getting into this, it looks great from the outside, like how we started from. You know, it's a rockstar life from the outside, but there's a lot of things which go behind the scenes. So if you want to really enjoy it or do it professionally, you have to have the love for music.
Okay.
Because that's at the end of it. Maybe there'll be ups and downs in life. There'll be times when you don't.
You have to be very passionate.
There'll be times when you're not sleeping. There'll be times when you don't have any social life. Friends are working on the weekends. I mean, party on the weekends and working on the weekdays, while your life is upside down. So you have no social life. Maybe you only have a nightlife. Maybe you have a nightlife, and you have a different life, and even you miss out on anniversaries, birthdays, a lot of things, New Year's Eve, family time. So there
are a lot of sacrifices also.
Yeah, there's a lot of sacrifices, which, like I said, if you have a love for music, you will still be like, okay, be able to pass through this. But if you don't, when the lows hit, then it becomes difficult. So get into it, try your hands into it, but only pursue it professionally if you really, really have love for music.
In a span of 20 years, there was lots of lows in your life. How you deal with lows?
I think the biggest low though was COVID, because that was something I was not expecting. So for me to be a person who was always outside, traveling,
performing,
and to be caged, I felt like I was in a jail. To be caged in my apartment in Dubai, it felt really, really tough. And I think that was the time when I really had to rethink, and you had a lot of time to think about things. So but I think human memory is such that it's like a computer, like there's a RAM and a ROM, right? So I feel the happiness always sticks in your heart, and then you keep forgetting about what had happened, the smaller lows, and you just try, at least with me, I just try thinking about the highs. And to be honest, I think at some point of time I had forgotten that how far I had got. So even with a book, during COVID, I was cleaning up my house, so I saw this journal, so I used to write things I wanted to achieve in my DJ career. When I used to travel, I used to write, and I was like, wow, there were a lot of things which I've ticked off already, which I didn't think, So I'd you are busy in your work, so you forget that you have done things. So then at that point of time, I looked back and thought, wow, I've achieved quite a bit. I've come this far. But I thought maybe that's one of the reasons I wrote this book, so that I can tell that story to the new audience, so they can also get motivated and go this far. And also it worked in my favor that I read it, and then I realized there's so much more I wanted to do. So if you have reached this far, but not just to reach here, to do a lot more
far.
So hopefully back on the journey again, on the road, and a lot more things to achieve.
It's like never stopping.
Never stop. Can't stop.
Definitely. So as a DJ, or as a music producer, or as working in music industry, what are the earning sources of a DJ?
I think the main thing is shows. Music obviously is another avenue which has come out recently, where you can make a lot of money through streaming. But I think the main source of income is definitely DJing.
Shows.
DJing and shows. That's how, like, different types of shows.
So
club
What
shows.
was your first earning? What was the amount? of
I,
that
I,
first
I
earning?
think I didn't get paid for my first show for sure. Yeah, I think I probably did it for free. Because like I
Okay.
said, that point of time, it was not like DJing was something great or they were looking for
Yeah,
DJs. More like you were like going to clubs and saying, I want to DJ. Because at that point of time, there was a lot of bands performing. You know, it was people were not coming out for a DJ. You
Yeah.
know, so it was tough.
उस टाइम लोग क्लब जाना भी इतना प्रेफर नहीं करते हैं.
It was
Major
different type.
audience.
It was different type. I mean, the DJs in the clubs were actually also not DJs. They were more like jukeboxes. They were
Okay.
playing songs. So it was a different era. So I think now, though, the potential has changed. Like I said. So yeah, I think I'm quite sure I was not paid for my first show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after doing your first show, what was your expectations from the audience? Because first show में एक चीज होती है कि that audience कैसे react करेगी.
Yeah, luckily I didn't get beaten up.
Okay.
I think I was quite bad. I had prepared for it like for days and days and days, but you know, I think I was
At a
quite.
moment वाली बात.
I think it was quite. I was quite nervous and I was experimenting too much. I was doing a lot because I wanted to show off my skills.
Okay.
And I should have maybe just taken it easy as the first show. So I'm talking about my first club show. I'd done a lot of private shows or college parties before that. But first club show, I thought, oh man, I'm the best. That's it. Shadows here. Let's do this. I'll do a lot of loops, a lot of juggling, and a lot of this. And things went really bad. And it was being aired live on radio. It reached a stage they had to cut off the airing because it was not going as expected.
Okay.
Like I said, luckily I did not get beaten up.
Okay. So how you see the success?
Like I said, I don't think I've succeeded yet because my dreams have always been very big. Like if it's just about the money, the lifestyle, then I could have become a more successful engineer. Maybe become even more rich as a working usual job. So it was never for me. Success is always been a different benchmark.
Yeah.
Like I want to achieve something which will be left as a legacy. And for me, I've not done that yet. But I feel I'm motivated again. I feel that I'm back on the journey again. There were a couple of years I feel COVID happened, the hustle had stopped, the grinding had stopped. But I feel I'm back on the scene again. And these next few releases I'm really excited about. It's like I said, the Jason song is something I feel has come out the way exactly how you want it. Sometimes you make a song and there are a lot of compromises you do. There's different energies in the room. Sometimes the singers want the song to be a little different. Sometimes the investor wants the song to be a little different. But I feel with the Jason song, we haven't compromised much. We started off wanting to create a global anthem, and I feel that's what we reached. So getting back to your question, the success, I still feel, there's a long way to go for me.
Okay. And there is one more question in between that बहुत सारे लोग लाइफ में सक्सेस को अचीव करना चाहते हैं. They are trying hard. They are putting all the efforts. So your message for them that what should they do?
I think keep working hard, determination, and as well as a lot of perseverance. You just have to keep trying. You wake up every day, keep trying. Wake up every day, keep trying. Because what you might have thought about 10 years back, like you want to achieve this, probably you have already achieved it.
Yeah.
But human nature is that we're all greedy, so we want more success.
Yeah.
Even if maybe at one point of time we want to make 1 million. Once we reach 1 million, we want to 10 million. So it never stops. Yeah. And that's how life is, right? Because if we stop having dreams, then there's not much to look forward to in life. So I think it's just success is relative, and it's all in your own head. But I feel that's what keeps a human going.
एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल है that हम DJs को देखते हैं while playing, while performing. बहुत बड़े बड़े इवेंट्स होते हैं, मेगा इवेंट्स भी होते हैं. And I've seen your videos performing in the mega events, right? So आपने अभी तक का सबसे बड़ा इवेंट कौन सा करा है, कहाँ पर करा है, कितने हजार लोगों का इवेंट?
Yeah, performed for quite a few events lately. The college campus events have been really big. I think I performed at a campus show in Dehradun where there were about 30,000 students.
30,000 students.
And the thing is, when you're performing in shows like Holi or New Year's Eve, you get a lot of crowd, like 20,000, 15,000 people. But when the 30,000 students in campuses, trust me, they sound like there are 100,000 of them because the energy, the youthful, and you love performing for them. Going back to the question about the biggest, I'm still trying to, but mostly it's been like around 30 to 40,000 people has been the usual, the big ones.
Okay. So वो इवेंट्स करके कैसा लगा आपको?
I think it's been amazing. Hopefully they had as much fun as I did.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like I said, I really get a kick by seeing that instant reaction, and you learn a lot, especially from the youth. Like, you know, the young crowd, they can be quite demanding, and they can be quite, the feedback can be instant. If they're not liking something, or if they're loving something, they can just, you know, treat you like the king.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just about learning every other day.
Okay. So हम एक डीजे होते हैं, we started, but हर किसी का एक need होती है, that finance, right? That we all need money.
Yeah.
To live life to the fullest as a rock star also, right? So एक DJ, ये जो profession है, ये बहुत unknown profession for the people. That DJ में एक इंसान कितना पैसा कमा सकता है? What are the limits and what are the top end side of a DJ career? That how they can.
I think when I started off, there were these things in mind that, okay, how much can we, because there was a limit to what we can, because there were a few clubs and touring was just started. But now I think it's just, you know, you can do whatever you want, because DJs have become rock stars. They're performing for 100,000 people. You know, they're headlining acts, and not just in the, you know, western side. Now we see Indian DJs slowly starting to do that. And like I said, I strongly believe in the next couple of years there's an Indian music wave happening, where the Indian DJs will surpass all of this, and they'll be taking music globally. And then how much you earn and everything, I think, will be not a question to be asked, because there will be a lot of revenue coming in for sure.
Okay. हम इंडियन बीट्स यहाँ पे सुनते हैं, आप इंडियन बीट्स को प्रोड्यूस करते हो, बहुत ही क्रेजी सॉन्ग प्रोड्यूस हुए हैं. बाहर के लोग इसको कैसे देखते हैं इंटरनेशनली, हमारे म्यूजिक को?
I think mostly all of them know just one song, which is Mundiya To Bach Ke. I think that's a global hit. But like I said, they are curious though, because they see that there's a lot of Indians partying. They see us.
Because हम तो उनके गानों पे वाइब करते हैं, Despacito है, बहुत सारे गानों पे वाइब करें हम.
Yeah, so I think it's just going to be similar. There will be a couple of Indian songs, I believe, in the next few years, which will become a global hit. I think Jalebi Baby to an extent was quite a global hit. Okay. So I feel that the next few years there'll be a lot more.
They vibe in it?
Yeah, they definitely vibe. They love the song, and they like the word Jalebi. They know it already, right? Because most of them, like I said, love Indian food. So I think in the next couple of years there's going to be a few. So Indian
they have a craze.
Hits.
They have a craze about.
They have a craze, but maybe they are not really attracted to the Bollywood side of the music. Because that's a different, you know, way of making music, right? The Bollywood side. The Desi, the Tumkas and stuff, but they really do vibe on the pop scene going on. I think a lot of my friends, even back home in Dubai, some of the Arabs, some of the Europeans, they love the new music coming out from AP, from King. So all this, the new generation is really pushing things out.
Okay. So as an artist, as a music producer, आपका किसके साथ आपका मन है कि that dream collab हो अब आपका?
There are a lot of names actually in mind, but I would love to work with Justin Bieber. Because I think when he came out, he was just a kid, and he got trolled mercilessly. Now a lot of celebrities get trolled on social media, but at that point of time, it was not that common. So for him to have to go through that, I think he was 15 or maybe 14, to go through that age, and to develop as a singer, to have that journey where he had become a superstar, where he had the world on his feet. That's somebody I would really like to just sit down with him, listen to him, have the energy, and to understand what are his new songs, because he's still young. So so I would love to work with Justin.
Actually, we all grew up listening Baby, right?
Yes,
So do you want to collab with Justin Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber is somebody I would really love to work with.
And any Indian artist?
I think with the vibe, I really enjoy Parmesh Verma's vibe. I think he's a rock star. I've met him a few times. Yeah, so I would like to. I think that's going to happen. So I would like to work with him. Yeah, great guy.
Okay, I hope Parmesh bhai is listening.
Yeah, if you're listening, then check kar.
check kar. Yeah. सब अब एक क्वेश्चन है मेरे माइंड में, that सबसे बढ़िया पार्टीज कहाँ पे होती हैं? कौन टॉप 5 मोस्ट कंट्रीज को पिक करना चाहोगे? सबसे बढ़िया क्रेजीएस्ट पार्टी जहाँ पे होती है?
I'm from Dubai, so Habibi, come to Dubai because we got the best parties going on there.
Okay.
I think in terms of the crowd, we got a lot of tourist crowd. The people living in Dubai are also, I think, a lot of party freaks out there. I love Dubai, but other than that, I think Ibiza. hands down. It's crazy. Berlin is another favorite personal spot for me because there's a lot of techno music, underground music.
Definitely.
But in the right,
and
in the
lots
right
of
way.
crazier stuff also.
Crazier things, going on there. So maybe Berlin for sure.
Okay.
Did you ask 5?
Yeah. On fourth?
Fourth is Vegas, has to be there.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of young energy in there. And the fifth one has to be different spots in Mexico, depending on your taste. I think there's all the way from Cancun to Tulum.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think in Mexico there is a techno vibe.
Well, lately there has been, but like I said, Cancun has a more commercial vibe.
Okay.
They do a lot of Spanish parties. More kids come there. Then you move to Playa del Carmen, which is in between, more beach vibes.
Okay.
And then you reach Tulum, where there's a lot of techno underground jungle
vibe.
parties happening. So yeah.
Okay. So आज जो आप अपनी जर्नी देखते हो टिल नाउ, क्या लाइफ से एक्सपीरियंसेस मिले हैं अभी तक, क्या सीखा है, मतलब कोई सीख देना चाहोगे आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को?
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot. I hope I've imbibed that though, because like I said, the human memory is such that we forget. But yeah, it's just about keeping at it, like and dreams can come true. Like who knew a guy from South India would at one point of time work with an artist like Jason Derulo, where there were no connects. I didn't come from an industry of music. I still remember the first time I came to Bombay, I didn't know anybody. Like I think about 20 years back, I had made a song called Tera Saath Hai Kitna Pyara. And we made a song, we made a video. But now what next? I had no clue. I didn't have money to buy a ticket to go to Bombay. So I had to work for 2-3 months, buy the ticket, then I reached Bombay, and then I was like, okay, now what? So a couple of people had told me that you have to go meet T-Series, Times Music. And I didn't know anybody there. So I remember going outside, sitting outside T-Series office for 3-4 hours.
How was that experience? Visiting a T-Series office?
Yeah, I saw a few more others like me, singers there, so I just joined them. Okay. So luckily, I think at Times Music, I was, the guy there, he invited me and he heard the song. So yeah, that was, but it was learning experience. And I saw Bombay, right? I used to see Bombay in movies. Like like when I used to watch Bollywood movies, I thought this is how Bombay is. For me to go there, experience that firsthand. So it was a great experience.
Okay. As we are sitting in Haryana right now, just मेरे माइंड में क्लिक हुआ, मैंने आपका एक इंटरव्यू देखा था, उसमें आपने बताया था कि that as we are sitting in Haryana, एक माइंड में इंसिडेंट एकदम से क्लिक हुआ that I saw an interview of yours जहाँ पे आप बता रहे थे इंसिडेंट के बारे में that a guy from Haryana put a gun on you. What was that?
In the starting days of doing weddings, when probably the people didn't know me and I didn't know them. Like I didn't know them, I didn't understand their style of music, and there were a lot of these Punjabi or Haryanvi songs which were coming out, which I probably didn't know about. So there was this guy who came and asked me for a song, and I didn't know what song it was. Later I found it was Bapu Zimedar, right?
Okay, Bapu Zimedar.
Jesse Gill.
Okay.
So the guy, I kept thinking that he's asking for Bapu Zamindar.
Achha.
So I kept checking on my laptop because I told him, because he was getting very aggravated. So I said, don't worry. Like, he was a little old, don't worry. And I was very young. So I said, don't worry, uncle, I'll play. I'll play it. And I'm Googling Bapu Zamindar. And I'm not getting any song.
Okay.
And then in the end, he said, you told me you were going to play, you didn't, like in Hindi, he was saying, and you told me you're going to play and you didn't. Then I said, I don't have the song. So he took a gun now.
So as an artist, life be what difficult as a DJ.
I think it was more fun.
Okay.
I mean, these are experiences you have for a lifetime, right? You remember things.
It's like memories. I look
back, memories. Yeah, I have a lot of memories. Sometimes when I just sit down and think about these things, I just laugh a lot. When you meet new people and they ask, they sometimes ask, okay, so what has happened? What are the funny things? And suddenly things click, and it's just memories and experiences, you would not want to forget.
Okay. So, बहुत अच्छा रहा हमारा पॉडकास्ट, एंड काफ़ी कुछ आपके बारे में पता चला इस पॉडकास्ट से, एंड हमारे व्यूअर्स को भी ऑफ कोर्स काफ़ी कुछ जानने को मिला हुआ आपके बारे में. सो थैंक यू भाई फॉर जॉइनिंग अस इन द पॉडकास्ट, and I hope so हमारे viewers को ये podcast बहुत पसंद आने वाला है.
I hope too as well. I hope there have been some interesting conversations as well as
definitely
some meaningful ones.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us in this podcast, and I believe so that people will love it, you guys will love it, and it's your bhai DJ Shadow in the Prateek World Show. Thank you guys.